Baton Rouge's New Rock 104 The X. That is Sober from Tool. Good afternoon. I am the Fish, and I am now joined in the studio with Jared from 30 Seconds to Mars. Jared.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which, as you mentioned earlier, this is your home state of Louisiana.
Yes, it is. Not too far away. My brother and I, long ago, in 1492, were born in Bossier City,
And
Louisiana.
then where did you go from there?
Well, we escaped pretty early and then kind of traveled around. My mom was a bit of a nomad.
Really?
So we were everywhere. But we used to come back for summers and hang out in Shreveport with my grandma, Ruby.
So the Cajun food you're no stranger to the Cajun food and all that?
No, not at all. In fact, I have quite a few relatives and family. I have an aunt, Debbie, and my cousin David, and Brian, and Kenny, and a bunch of people down here.
I actually saw your performance whenever you played on, was it Conan O'Brien, where you, right after Hurricane Katrina, when you were playing Attack, and you stopped the song for a second, you gave a moment of silence for your relatives back here in Louisiana. That was really touching, man. We appreciate that over here.
They were so very upset that I did that, too, on the air, because I didn't tell them I was doing it. Yeah, but it was spontaneous, and I thought it was really appropriate to take a moment and to take some time out of that very important time to some people and acknowledge some of the suffering that was going on.
I got to say, man, and I was telling you guys earlier before we went on the air, is that A Beautiful Lie, to me, is one of my most listened to CDs of the entire year. It's one of my favorite CDs of the year, and I'm not just saying that just because you guys are in the studios. I've actually been listening to the CD since it came out. It's just one of those CDs, man, that I just listen to all the time, every single track. I don't even skip a track, dude. It's
nice. Thank you. We worked very, very, very hard on it, and over the past 3 years, there wasn't a single solitary second that was not examined and worked on with great thought and depth. It was something that we really focused on and put our lives and our hearts and souls into it. So it's an amazing feeling that people respond to it so incredibly well. We had a show last night in Dallas that was one of the best we've ever played, so we're excited for tonight, and we are certain that it will blow Dallas away, hopefully. We
are doing it up here in Baton Rouge, but a lot of people are excited about the show. Okay, we had the show last night, 311 at the Baton Rouge River Center. A lot of people thought that this show would suffer from that, but it in fact did not, because this show is going to be a sold-out show at the Varsity Theater tonight. Everybody's excited. Everybody's talking about 30 Seconds to Mars at the Varsity, so we're pumped up to have you here in Baton Rouge.
Thank you so much. It's a great feeling to come back, especially having been born close to here, and you come back to your home state. There's something very, very special and magical about that, to kind of go full circle.
Is this your first time ever to play in Baton Rouge, or in Louisiana at all?
We played in New Orleans before, once or twice at House of Blues down there. I couldn't even imagine what that looks like now. I mean, it's just
you haven't been back?
No, I haven't been down there.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
It must be very, very.
You guys were actually scheduled for now that I think about it, you were scheduled for Voodoo Fest, which was going to be happening that weekend.
Yeah, we were. And then they ended up. Where did they end up doing it?
They did it half of it in New Orleans, and then they did half of it in Memphis. And Nine Inch Nails played both shows.
Oh, they did.
And y'all got hooked up with the Audio Slave tour.
Yeah, we did Audio Slave, and it'd be nice to. We did a couple of benefit shows and did some kind of auctions, and what was really, really incredible is 30 Seconds to Mars is obviously, to people out there listening, there's a lot of people who don't know who we are, and it's a great chance to come and get introduced to the world of 30 Seconds to Mars tonight. But we might not have the most fans, but we certainly have some of the most passionate and dedicated I've ever seen for any band ever. And one really unique thing they did is they put together a book, some of our fans, called The Echelon, and this has been done a few times now, is they put together kind of a book, and people would write on each page and make donations to different causes, including some of the causes that were helping people that suffered after the tragedy in New Orleans. But they made up this giant donation book and presented it to us, and they had raised thousands and thousands of dollars, which was really great to see the fans get proactive like that.
Well, that's really cool. What do you attribute that passion for the music of 30 Seconds to Mars?
I think from the very beginning, 30 Seconds to Mars has always been about doing something that was different, something that was hopefully unique, something that was maybe a relief from the mundane experience that we seem to have force-fed to us every single day.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was always the goal. We failed a lot of times, and we succeeded sometimes as well. I think also people can feel the amount of passion and the amount of work and the amount of commitment that's there. And 30 Seconds to Mars, we don't. I said it last night. Is we don't have fans really. We have family. We have people that get very, very involved and committed. And there's a whole art side, and there's a whole visual side to 30 Seconds to Mars. There's a lot of symbology and iconography and a lot of layers to uncover if people are interested in discovering a deeper level to something than just music. It's out there. And I think that I myself always turned to bands like that when I was younger, whether it was Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, and 30 Seconds to Mars has continued in that vein.
How difficult was it for you to get 30 Seconds to Mars off the ground? Obviously, we know you have another career, and a lot of people know you from that other career, but how difficult was it for you to break into the music industry?
Well, it was very challenging in some respects because there have been so many bad examples of how things shouldn't be done before me. And for a long time, we really didn't give a flying...
We're live on the radio
here. We didn't give a flying flag about getting a record deal. Yeah. My brother and I, we were a three-piece at that point. And my brother and I really just played music to play music. We had like 13-minute long prog rock, art metal songs, and we really weren't even interested. We would change our name every night when we would go on little tours. We didn't care about having a following, and we just played to play. But I realized there was a certain amount of magic that happened when people had ownership, had a song, lived with it in their own private moments. It became a soundtrack to their lives. And then we all show up in this public space, a bunch of strangers, and share our own personal experiences of these songs that have become soundtracks for not only people in the audience lives, but for our lives as well. And there's something very, very magical about that, something that we've lost as a planet, and especially as a country. We don't have that kind of tribal community experience so much. We're all driving around in cars and going to malls and movie theaters and sitting alone. But I think that element makes 30 Seconds to Mars very different than most bands.
How difficult is it for you, or how involved do you get in the marketing of 30 Seconds to Mars to make sure that it's not somebody putting a big sticker that says, featuring Jared Leto of blah, 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 blah?
Very involved. From the very beginning, we don't allow promoters to use my name. On the first record, I don't even think you can find my name, maybe in very, very small print with a magnifying glass. Yeah. Certainly there are no photographs. And it was all stemmed from the desire to have the music speak for itself as loudly as it could, and not for there to be as little distraction, because I don't live in a cave. I know that there's going to be a lot of people out there that will question the music, and I think with good reason. I think people should be suspicious. There have been bad examples, but what's really nice is, we were signed in 1998. This is an old story for us, and people. What's nice is to be singled out as probably a rare, if only, exception to the rule that 30 Seconds to Mars is legitimate and it's real.
And this is obviously, doing the music thing for you has got to be a big sacrifice, because as you mentioned, it took you 3 years to make A Beautiful Lie. Yeah. And doing the tour takes time, and all those things take time.
Well, I could be a very wealthy, I don't know if happy or not, but a wealthy, healthy man living in the hills of Hollywood. But that's really... it just doesn't interest me. What I am passionate about is... I'm very proud of the films that I've made, and I'm very proud of the music that I've made, and it's an incredible opportunity to come out here with Matt, Tomo, and Shannon and share this incredible journey, to be out here we've been on the road for 8 months. Certainly sacrifice comes into play, and it has many, many times, but that's okay. We enjoy taking the road less traveled, and it's again one of the themes that 30 Seconds to Mars is about, the fact that it's okay to stand on your own 2 feet and to be different, to be yourself, and to not have to conform completely to everything else that out there that really is trying to pull you.
How did you assemble the band 30 Seconds to Mars? Obviously, the first record, I had heard that it was a lot of you and your brother Shannon doing a lot of demos, but now 30 Seconds to Mars, both in sound and in image and everything like that, it seems to be a band now, like an actual band.
Yeah, it really is. We finally found the 2 other people that we want to share this experience with, that have a common vision of what we want out of music and out of life. and it's a very difficult thing. It took me forever. That's why I ended up on the first record playing all the instruments besides the live drums.
Yeah.
And because I couldn't find anybody to share it, and eventually I just did it all myself. With Shannon, and this time around I got to share the experience with two other guys that were on tour with us for a few years, and now we're just a big, smelly, happy family.
Are you guys really on MySpace? Is that you? I think I heard your brother say that he was about to go put something up on MySpace.
Yeah, I think the guys take care of it. I don't go on, but the guys take care of the MySpace page, and certainly we have a very interactive 30secondstomars.com, which, if anybody wants to get introduced to the world of 30 Seconds to Mars, there's a lot to uncover there. But, I believe that music doesn't have to end with this song. I believe that there's other opportunities for an idea like 30 Seconds to Mars. It doesn't have to be just about someone trying to get a song on the radio, and we've always taken that approach.
What are you rocking out to these days, personally?
Kaja Gugu, Menudo, Cyndi Lauper, and Zamfir, the pan flautist.
Okay, sounds like an eclectic bunch there.
I like the new Sigur Rós record.
Yeah.
I still listen like The Cure and
which you can hear in your music.
Yeah, definitely.
From time to time.
Yeah, there's a song that it was really fun to kind of let the influence shine in a way, a song called Was It a Dream that sounds like it could have been off of Disintegration or something.
Yeah.
And I really let that happen and enjoyed that homage, which I think I'm going to play in a minute.
You want to play that one? You want to do that right now, or you want to talk a little bit more?
Whatever you want.
Let's talk about the album for a second. Beautiful Live was recorded all over the country, all over the entire globe, I should say.
Yeah, it was all over the world.
So what were some of the places that were recorded at?
Water.
Me too.
We were in 4 different continents, 5 different countries. This album was written and recorded from Morocco to Thailand to South Africa, England, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. It really was.
Y'all got around, man.
Yeah, we did, and it's incredible because there's something, you're in a place, you're breathing that air, that dust is kicked up, it's in your lungs, and you're feeling the environment and the people and the interactions. You learn, you gain knowledge. There's no way that doesn't have an impact on your art, on your music. And when you go in to write a song, whether it's Was It a Dream or Beautiful Lie, both of which were written in Africa, or songs like Attack or The Kill, which were worked on in Morocco, or The Battle of One, which was recorded in Chicago, all of those end up that you can feel them on the CD somehow subconsciously because they were in us, and we recorded that process in such unique different locations. It was really an interesting part of the making the record. And
what can somebody expect from a 30 Seconds to Mars live show? What can we expect at the Varsity Theater tonight?
Complete insanity.
Chaos.
Energy. Yeah, we really are so tired and wish to put an end to the shoegazing indie rock virus that has permeated this country. It's about time that people place those.
Start rocking again.
Yeah, it's something I remember when I was a kid, I would go to shows and it would make such a huge impact. The spectacle, the size, the chances, the bravery, the excitement that was out there. I've always hoped for the grandiosity of Pink Floyd with the energy of the Sex Pistols. That's always been my guideline in my head. So
I'll tell you what, let's do a little acoustic performance right now.
Yeah.
We're going to switch places right here. We're going to do that. Let's do that. Jared's going to come over here and take my microphone right now. So we're going to have an awkward moment where I walk over here. He's going to place the headphones on.